Hey, good morning. It's Christy, and we are continuing on in our study in Matthew 6. We're talking about fasting today, so let's take a look at what Jesus has to say. Starting verse 16, he says, "When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show men that they are fasting. I tell you the truth, that they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to men that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." So what is Jesus talking about? And, fasting is a thing. We hear about that today for diet purposes, to lose weight and that sort of thing. But what is the purpose of fasting when it's talking in the biblical sense? Well, fasting, when a Christian fasts, it's a period of time that they let go of something. Whether they stop eating and just, have liquid diet, or whether they, get off social media for a certain period of time, or whether they, forbid themselves to have something that they typically would have. That's fasting. And when we do that, we're basically trying to limit the distractions. Even eating can be a distraction. We get so wrapped up, especially in our culture. We love to eat, right? I mean, I belong to a church that's, we love to get together. We love to eat. We love to have fellowship. We love to have those potluck, dinners, that sort of thing. We love food. But it can become a distraction because we can put an emphasis on the food and we forget about who provides that food. So if we can set that aside for a time, it doesn't have to be a long period of time, maybe a half a day, or maybe 24 hours, or however long that you can go, however long that you feel like your health would allow you to go. Or maybe it is a social media fast, that would be good for all of us to do. However, what it is when we fast, we are seeking the Lord. We are setting aside those distractions so that we can clearly hear from God. We can spend time in prayer. We can spend time seeking His face, His will for our lives. Maybe it's something that you're struggling with, a specific prayer that you are trying to receive an answer on. Sometimes it is good then to fast and pray and just spend time, not necessarily being on your knees in prayer, for 24 hours, but you're praying through your day, in your heart, in your thoughts. Every now and then you're saying maybe something out loud to God, or getting away for a little bit and talking to God, but you're seeking His response on something. So with the upcoming election, I would encourage you, if you're a believer, to maybe spend some time fasting and praying, because our country is in a world of hurt and we need a movement of God to reconcile a lot of this ungodliness we are seeing. We need a movement of God to bring forth good out of all of this bad that is happening. So anyway, that's your challenge. You may or may not want to do that, but maybe it's something else that you're dealing with, something that you're really struggling with. Why don't you take it to God in prayer, and maybe even go a step further and fast and pray? All right, have a great day.